Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, definitely come check us out. We'd definitely love to have you. And that community was put together as a support system for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and that 7-figure level. So if that's you and you want to be a part of an awesome, supportive community, come check us out. So today I want to introduce you to one of our community members, Suzanne. Welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you, Extus. It is an absolute pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Great having you. So tell myself in the community, what is it that you do?
Well, I am a life coach. I graduated from Coach U back in '98. And I haven't been practicing. Well, let's put it this way. I haven't been paid to practice. I mean, you do it no matter what. That's
Right.
who you are. But recently I've decided to transition into what I'm calling a teen empowerment coach. And that to me means that, well, let's back up a little. I think teens today and teens always have felt unempowered, unlistened to, unheard, and sometimes very desperate. And that's something I want to do something about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Love it. Now, what's your backstory? How, before you guys started into this, what's your backstory?
Oh my Lord. Do you have 10 years? I started as let's start after college. I was a high school math teacher for 2 years. Then I worked in the computer industry, and then I worked in the computer industry for 20 years, supporting the Air Force, doing software engineering and testing. I did technical writing. I was a nanny. I was a cleaned houses. I pet sit. I still pet sit, by the way, and tutor. And yeah, I do all of it. That's all my background, and a lot of it I still do because it's part of who I am. As a matter of fact, this morning, I was up at 8:15 this morning to tutor a young lady who is developmentally delayed. I tutor her in reading. And then from there, I went and picked up a 94-year-old friend whom I take out every Friday, take her for walks and treat her to an ice cream. And just came running back in the house about 10 minutes ago.
Just in time for the interview, right?
Yep.
Love it, love it. So, and you said right now, you said you're an empowerment coach, is that right?
Teen empowerment.
Teen
Yes.
empowerment. Okay, good.
Yes. Very specific.
Now, yeah. And when you say teams, what type of teams? Is it teams at large corporations? What type of teams are they?
Teens.
Oh,
Teenagers.
teens.
Yes,
Teens.
teens.
I'm not sure why I'm saying teams there.
Yeah, teens. Teenagers.
Okay, teens. Okay, good. So,
and that starts with the parents, of course, because you can't coach teens without an adult being there. So you have to start with the parents.
Okay,
that's
good.
the place to start.
Yeah. And so in essence, why teens? Why teens?
Why teens? Because the rate of suicide among teens is outrageous. And the bullying that goes on is outrageous. The one thing I didn't say that I do, background, of course I'd forget about it. I've been a substitute teacher for over 10 years, all age levels. And in that time, I've lost 2 students to suicide. My son, when he was growing up, had 2 friends who committed suicide. He found one of them. And then, if I start crying, you're going to have to deal with it. My granddaughter, one of my granddaughters, who was so severely bullied in high school that she dropped out of school, and she's an extremely bright young lady, dropped out of school, had such severe anxiety, she was put on medication, and she took an overdose of the medication. We don't know whether it was intentional or not, and she was hospitalized a couple of times. So it's very dear and close to my heart for both the students that I deal with and my own family. And I think it's something that needs to be dealt with.
Hmm.
That's where I come from.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And that's definitely a noble cause as well too. I love how, again, you saw something, you just and you saw you could do something about it, right? Because I know there's so many people who they find themselves in situations, they find themselves seeing something that they don't believe is right or something, and they never do anything about it. But you actually stepped up and you're doing something, right?
I have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a choice. It's
Mm-hmm.
something I have to do. I really am driven to do something about this. It's been niggling at me for a few years, and I don't know why at this moment it's come to the forefront for me, but it has. And I'm not about to turn my back on something that the universe is saying, do something about this before I hit you over the head. So I'm listening, and I'm going to do something about it.
Mm-hmm. And what about, how do you help your clients then? What is your process of working with you look like?
Well, as I said, this is all in progress. And what I want to do is work with the parents. I believe, as I said, teens do not feel heard. They don't feel listened to. And too often you hear the story, I had no idea that they were that upset. I had no idea that they would do something like this. Of course, after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is they haven't been listening. When a teen says, oh, I've had enough, I just want to kill myself. How many parents go, oh, you'll get over it. It's just a phase. Don't be so dramatic. They don't hear them. They don't believe that their child really is that distraught.
Mm-hmm.
And so the child closes it in. Parents not going to listen to them. Why bother? And that's where it starts. It's got to get the parents to learn how to listen. And as coaches, we learn how to listen. And it's up to us to teach our clients, in many cases, to learn how to listen. And that's what I want to do. I want to start there. And I believe that if the parents start listening and the teens feel heard, then it will counteract the bullying. It will help them see, and that's another piece of this that I want to do, help them see the unique gifts that only they have to give to this world. If they're not here, those gifts are lost to the world forever. That's my goal. That's
Yeah.
what I want to do.
Yeah. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. And so question now becomes how do you work with your clients? Is it an in-person type of thing? Is it virtual? How do you typically work with your clients?
Well, right now you don't have much choice. It's pretty much virtual, and I don't have a problem with that. I like doing Zoom. It's a little more personal than on the phone, which is the way I learned to coach, was on the phone, because we didn't have this. So I would do it that way to begin with. I would like to do small groups in person when that opens up. But also this using the media gives me a wider range. I don't have to be restricted to people just in this area. And it's not a problem that's only in this area. It's across the United States, it's across the world. So I would do it on Zoom. And one of the things I'd love to do is set up a community online for the teens to support each other, to those who are being bullied, to know that they're not alone and that others are dealing with it, and help each other deal with it. Because teens listen more to teens. But when it comes to your friends, let's face it, dealing with your friends is so much like reality TV. Okay? You tell them what you think they want to know about you. You're not always totally open with your friends, and your friends are not always going to tell you the truth, which is why we have coaches. Right? Because we tell them the truth. We tell it like it is.
Yeah. Okay, good, good. Now, what comes up for me is in terms of I guess you said you want to build also a support system for these individuals as well, too, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. How does it look? How do you envision that looking?
Online community, meeting once a week, and sharing, having it, facilitating it, because not up to me to do anything unless they ask for my help. Being a facilitator, being in the background, allowing them to be open with each other and ask for the help if they want it. I'm more than happy to help if you want it, but not going to give it unless you ask. you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
um, I dealt with that, like I said, with my granddaughter. My daughter-in-law showed up one day on my doorstep one night at 9 o'clock at night, and they live an hour and a half away, with my granddaughter, and said she needs you. And we went upstairs to my room and we sat there, and she didn't open her mouth. And I just sat with her. And then I sensed, I have a very strong sixth sense with my family. And I sensed what was going on. So I started asking her questions.
Hmm.
And it became very clear that she was really depressed and contemplating ending it. And the funny thing, and I don't believe in coincidence, I had just read a book. I believe I meant to check the title and I didn't. I read a lot. I think it's You Before Me. I think that's the title. Either that or it's Me Before You, but I think it's You Before Me. And it's about assisted suicide. But it's not preachy. It doesn't take sides. It shows you not only what the person who's contemplating it is going through and thinking, but the effect it has on everyone else in their lives. And I suggested my granddaughter read it. Now that seems counterintuitive, she's thinking about suicide, but I suggested she read it. And when she finished reading it, she called me and said, "That was the best book you could have asked me to read." She has not even considered suicide. Her whole attitude has so totally changed. The things that she posts on Facebook are all these very positive things. And you know yourself, you aren't drawn to something that doesn't have meaning for you. So the fact that she's drawn to these tells me that she has come over the hill, so to speak, and she sees that there is more to her life. And by the way, she wants to become a nurse, and she's doing online courses now and planning to get her high school diploma. And I'm tutoring her now to help her get there.
Hmm.
So it is possible to turn it around. It is possible to help teens see that there's more there than what they think, that life is worth living, that they have things to give to the world, that there are dreams they can go for. There it is. In a
Yeah.
nutshell, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's so powerful as well too. I love it. I love it. So, what do you when you think back on the place where you are in your life and your business, what are you seeing as that next evolution, next stage for you?
Get this off the ground, get it going.
Mhm.
And I would love to see the community of support.
Mhm.
I would like to see at least one in every state, at least to begin with. Seriously, 50 different groups that I can facilitate at various times and find other coaches who are willing to facilitate. That is what I really want to see. So right now it's finding the parents who are open enough to admit, and that's the biggie, that there may be a problem.
Mhm. Okay, good,
That's
good.
the biggie.
Yeah. So, in essence, the person you're trying to attract is not necessarily although you want to work with the teens, but the way through to the teens is through the parents.
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
As I said, working with teens is not legally doable without an adult there if they're underage. And
Mhm.
that would defeat the whole purpose, because the teens aren't going to open up until the parents are really listening. So it starts with the parents and trickles down to the teens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
that's another thing. The phone. You know, this thing,
Mm-hmm.
parents need to put it away and learn to put it away when their teen needs to talk to them or asks to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Put it away. The best tool, and this is, I'm going to throw this out as a freebie to any parents out there. The best tool you have for listening to your teen and sharing and finding out what's going on, get in the car, go for a ride. No cell phones, no media, no headsets, nothing. You and your teen in the car. They are now a captive audience unless they want to jump out while the car is moving. And just talk and listen. I used to do that with my son. We would go for a big square. We'd start in New Hampshire, end up in Vermont, go up the river in Vermont, back over to New Hampshire and down the river again. And we did more sharing that way. I found out more of what was going on in his life. And I've heard from other parents who have done the same thing. It works. Start there. Start there. Don't preach to them. Listen to them. And listen to what they're not saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
In a nutshell. That's everything.
Awesome. Now, if someone wanted to connect, what's the best way for them to be able to reach out?
My email is SUPR, so super without the E, underscore, because someone else had it, underscore coach @hotmail.com. And we can meet that way. You can contact me there. I'll send you my telephone number, my Facebook when it gets up and running. You know, we can chat, we can Zoom, we can do whatever. And yeah, really get to know each other, and hopefully I can help.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
I take that back. I know I can help. It's not hope. I know I can help.
Yeah, love it, love it. Well, hey, Suzanne, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Really appreciate it. Now, and guys, all the links Suzanne mentioned to get connected with her, they will be at the top or the bottom of this video if you want to get connected. So go ahead and click right there and get connected with her. Well, again, Suzanne, hey, thank you so much. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
Well, first of all, let me thank you before we run out of time. Thank you for reaching out to me and allowing me to do this. The only thing I would like to say is, and it's not just for parents of teens, learn to listen. Don't be ready to talk. Get out of your head what you're going to answer, what your answer is going to be, because the person speaking might actually say something that is not what you think they're going to say. Really listen. It's all about listening in every area of your life. You'll learn so much more. You know, they say that you learn a lot more listening than speaking, and that's why you have 2 ears and only 1 mouth. Right. So use it.
Awesome, awesome, Suzanne. Well, hey, thank you again, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye now.
Yep, bye.